Good morning, happy New Year's. It's New Year's Eve today. We finally have sun again, yay. Time to replenish our solar batteries and fill up our water tanks. It's so nice when we get sunny days here on the homestead, because yesterday and the day before and the day before after that, or before that, we had such cloudy skies, completely overcast. Even one day we had snow flurries, no accumulation or anything, just flying through the air. But we got down to pretty low on our batteries, and so we had to even turn off some of the appliances Friday night because we didn't want to go on Sabbath to get gas. We could have, got generator gas and charged the batteries that way, but we don't go buy stuff on Sabbath, so we just waited, and we made it through. Nothing turned off. We had enough lights, but we just got kind of low. So here we are. This video is catch up for the last week. We have been working diligently in our cabin. It's really looking like a house now, and it's so encouraging to see. For those of you who don't know, we've been working on this project for a long time. Been living up here for over 5 years, but we were working on the building before that, and the reason why it's taking us so long is because, as we've said before, we're trying to stay out of major debt. And so, when you have this much money, you use that much, and then you take a break when you need to. So let me check these water tanks real quick. Then I'm gonna go check the progress in the house. We are really seeing some great things. We have almost all the flooring laid in the main part of our house. We just lack the kitchen, and we were gonna do something different in the kitchen. We were gonna do the premium luxury vinyl because of the waterproofness, but we went ahead and decided to go ahead and do the white oak flooring, continue that from the dining room into the kitchen. Both areas are really small. We have enough wood left over. That really wasn't the main issue. I just wanted to make sure it was good and waterproof. But we've read about the white oak flooring, that it has very closed cells of the wood, and so it doesn't easily take on water. And I'm huffing and puffing because I'm hiking up this hill. Homestead life. Anyway, we're just gonna coat it really good with Varathane, put some extra coats on in the kitchen, and I'm also gonna have outside on our back porch, we're gonna have our canning stove and a canning sink, and we'll just put a countertop back there so that we can do the majority of our canning. That was my major problem, or my major concern was thinking that we could possibly have too much water going on in the kitchen for a wood floor. But we're just gonna go ahead and do that, and we'll save the extra pieces of the white oak, and if we need to replace some, we will. But anyway, I have more assurance. It'll just look better. We won't have a bump of a transition to go down into. And since we already have that luxury vinyl plank flooring, we have several boxes of that. We're going to use that on the front sun porch for when people come in. It'll be really easy to wipe up when people come in with possibly muddy feet, which happens a lot on the homestead. So the wood floors, we got our room done, our closets, the living room, got the cutout for the wood stove area, which is waiting to be tiled when we get the tile. And then the guys were working the other day on the dining room. They got that finished. And then today, just finishing out the kitchen. It's New Year's Eve. We are going to meet with my mom and my aunt today, and my brother. He's coming in from out of town. We're having our Christmas on New Year's. So we're really looking forward to that, but we figured we would hit it hard in the morning here. And so that's what we're trying to do. I hope you guys had a great Christmas And I hope you have a wonderful new year. It's hard to believe that this is the last day of 2023. Please subscribe if you would like to see what actually happens when we, as we make progress on our house, and then what happens after that. We are an off-grid family living in East Tennessee and just figuring out this off-grid life. We'd love to have you come along, and let's go check in the house to see what we have done over the last week or so. We started laying the oak tongue and groove flooring in our bedroom, and so that was some good progress that we were making. Andrew was working in the living room with Greg. They were hanging the spruce walls and ceilings. We've gotten that area all wrapped up and finished. We have also been working in the living room to get the tongue and groove flooring down there. We had a good friend come over and he helped us with a lot of this, and they made a lot of good progress with his help and direction. Here they are doing our closet under the steps. We did get started with the hallway upstairs and then decided to hold off on that so that we could use the open space to get boards up into the other bedrooms, just make it a little bit easier. But here we are shuffling some boards. Greg decided to do a little bit of sanding in our room to see if we could work on a few of the rough spots. Before we could start laying the hardwood floor in the living room, we had to mark out the area where the wood stove was going to go. And so while they were doing that downstairs, some work was being done upstairs, getting these boards up into Andrew's bedroom so that he could hang those on his ceiling. It took a little bit of measuring and figuring out to get this area for the hearth marked out, and according to code, we had to look at the specs on the back of the wood stove, do a lot of figuring, and so here they are, Rick and Andrew, trying to mark that out so that they could move the hardwood flooring right up to the edge of that, and they did it very carefully. We got a good area for the hearth and the firewall behind the stove, so that's just what they're working on here. Today is a get it done kind of day, or as they say around here, get her done. We have so many projects going on simultaneously that it makes my head spin, frankly. We have some crew here to move some wood that's been sadly neglected, lumber that we either don't need anymore or just needs to be moved to clear space for more. We have wood floors going down in our living room and dining room. Andrew is doing his ceilings, his lofted ceiling in his room, and I've been helping him with that. We've been moving stuff around, and right now we've got the kid moving the cars out of the way so we can get a few things done up here at the house. Greg is off for the week for only today and tomorrow remaining. It's been so wonderful to have him here helping with the project. I hope that you will be encouraged as I am to see work moving forward on the house, visible work, stuff we can see. Hanging those 16-foot boards on the ceiling/wall in Andrew's room was a little bit challenging. I was helping him. It was hard to get the tongue in the groove without it popping out. Just working with those 16-foot boards, it was a challenge. When we got to the smaller part, then we could cut them down a little bit, but we didn't want to have the seams, so we tried to do that challenge. On Thursday, Greg and Garrison were just working on moving some of this lumber that we had stacked around the house to get it out of the way. So they decided to put it up in the woods, which proved to be a little bit of a challenge getting it up that hill. It was pretty steep and muddy, but like the little engine, they persisted and they just got it done. We still have more to move, but it was good to see some progress there. On Thursday, they got the living room wood floor done, and so on Friday, Greg and Adam were moving into doing the dining room. I'm standing in our bedroom doorway. We can see the progress so far. This is the dining room behind me. Probably a third or so of the way done with the flooring. And then backing up here, we have the living room floor, which is all done except for a few little pieces on the edge here that Adam's working on. That's looking good. That's the fireplace area gonna be. Here's the view from the top. And down the steps.
Is this one up here or is
So that is the living room so far. I'm heading into Andrew's room to see what was going on. Let me turn this around. This is how Adam's room turned out with the polyurethane dried. It really brought out the color in that hickory flooring. And here's Andrew's room, getting the wall partially done. On New Year's Eve, we moved into doing the kitchen, so a lot of prep work had to be done because we had been storing so much stuff in the kitchen. So Greg's just cleaning up the floor, and then he and Adam started laying the hardwood in that space. All the rooms on this level kind of flow into each other, but this is a peek into the dining room, what it looked like with the wood floor down. Meanwhile, Andrew's still working on getting his ceiling finished. For more details of our Homestead vintage kitchen, you can see my other video that is up on the YouTube. Okay, that's the end of our progress journey today. We have the flooring almost done in the house. The only reason why we're not done on the main level is because we just ran out of flooring nails. So we had to make an emergency trip, and there's like a third or a fourth of the kitchen to nail down, and then that's going to be all finished. Then the next phase is sanding everything, polyurethaning it, and to do that, that's going to require us to move some things out of the upstairs bedrooms so that we can have open floor space. But we'll be renting a sander pretty soon, and that will be one of our next videos that we do, all that whole process of finishing the flooring. We have 2 bedrooms up top that we need to still finish getting the walls on, the tongue and groove spruce. And so Andrew's, we have his walls to finish, but he has all the ceiling part done. And then we have the other bedroom, which once we can get that stuff shifted out, we'll be working on that. And so stay tuned for more progress. We are really trying to get this house project wrapped up so that we can actually move into it and move on to the next phase. So thank you so much for watching. I pray that you have a blessed new year. I pray that God blesses you in 2024, and we would love it if you would subscribe to our channel and follow along with us as we do more of our DIY projects and more of our off-grid living from our family to yours. Happy New Year's. May God bless you in this new year.